This is RW Wrestling Podcast's resident old guy, and I got another random mass daily match review for you. And this is kind of a cool slash fun slash silly slash sometimes weird match involving Effy versus Marko Stunt. This takes place for Game Changer Wrestling. The show is called Effy's Big Gay Brunch, and this occurs on October 10th, 2020, in Indianapolis, Indiana, at the Marion County Fairgrounds. The show is part of the GCW, the Collective, and what that is that there's a collection of shows every year. GCW has been running shows for since like 2000, and they've run as many as 6 up to maybe close to maybe 15 to 20, maybe even 30. I'm not sure, but it's been over 100. They've put together hundreds of shows since 2000, and they got kind of like kind of cool like names like Joey Janela's Spring Break and stuff like that. And in fact, under GCW during one of the Joey Janela Spring Breaks, I reviewed the Invisible Man versus Invisible Stand match. So give that a listen if you haven't yet. So this show, so Effy's Big Gay Brunch is a heavily features LGBTQ talent, and some of the notable names in this show is Sunny Kiss and Cassandra. And Effy is the host, and he's also a wrestler, as you can tell. This particular show was supposed to happen during WrestleMania weekend, but COVID, of course, caused a delay caused a cancellation, and so it was just a miracle that they were able to get it done and put together in last October. So good for them. Let's see here. I'm going to talk about what the Big Gay Brunch is in the aftermath. So I'm going to get started with the match right now. So we see Effy's in the ring with the black man. I'm not sure if the black man is another wrestler or he's a ring announcer or what, but either way, he's talking to Effy about his match with Priscilla Kelly, which got canceled because Priscilla Kelly couldn't make it. But this guy says, well, let's see. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. He says, "Well, you are gonna have a match, Effy, and you're gonna have a match against the Ultimate Twink." And at this point, Effy does not look thrilled about it. And so then "We Belong" by Pat Benatar plays over the speakers, and everybody seems to know who that is, and especially when they all start clapping like this. And when you know it, Marko Stunt comes out of the curtains to a nice pop. He's so over. With that match review with him and MJF, he's so over. Anyway, so Marko Stunt has a whip with him. Really cool entrance from Stunt. He kind of does this thing where he goes to the ring and puts his fist up at a particular time, and the crowd's all about it. I mean, no wonder AEW signed him. Okay. So we have a welcome back chant for Marko Stunt. I guess he's wrestled for GCW before, and he's just getting the crowd all fired up for this match. So far, so good. All right, so Marko Stunt is ready. Effy is ready. The crowd is definitely ready, and the ref says, "Ring the bell," and here we go. So right off the bat, Effy runs at Stunt, but Stunt is able to hit Effy in the gut with the whip. Stunt smacks Effy in the ass with the whip. Effy runs at Stunt, but Stunt ducks a clothesline and hits Effy with a drop kick. He got up there too. You know how small Marko Stunt is? He's like 5'1". He kicked Marko Stunt with a drop kick in the head, and he got up there. I don't even think Stunt ducked down. Stunt's got some ups. So then after the drop kick, Stunt attempts a springboard tornado DDT, but he botches it. And Stunt says, "Oh, it's okay. It's all right," referring to that botch. Stunt kicks Effy in the midsection. Stunt hits Effy with a missile drop kick to the back, and Effy bumps to the outside. Stunt hits Effy with a tope suicida. We see Effy rummaging around outside looking for he's trying to find a chair, and eventually takes one from an audience member. But back in the ring, Marko Stunt obviously doesn't see this, and he fires up the crowd with some clapping. or Stunt doesn't see this because he's firing up the crowd with some clapping. And still, then Stunt goes for another tope suicida, but Effy brings up the chair, and Stunt runs right into the chair, except he doesn't. He more or less gets tangled up in the ropes, so that's botch number 2. The commentators try to cover up that botch, but nah, nice try, guys. It's too obvious for me. Back in the ring, Effy hits Stunt with a chair. Effy kicks Stunt 3 times while Stunt is down. Effy leaves the ring and gets a blowtorch, and he has something else with him. I'm not sure what it is at this point. Back in the ring, Effy pushes Stunt into a corner and climbs to Brett's rope. Effy attempts to use the blowtorch, but Stunt responds by biting Effy's dick. Stunt picks up the torch and what turns out to be wax and melts wax onto Effy's back. Stunt hits Effy with a roundhouse kick to the gut, followed by a punch. Stunt runs the ropes, but Effy follows him in and hits Stunt with a knee to the gut. Effy runs the ropes, but Stunt follows him and brings Effy down with a drop toe hold. And now Effy jumps on Effy's back and applies what looks like a back surfboard. He has Effy's chest down, and he has his arms pulled back. And then Stunt beckons to the referee to come over. The referee comes over, and Stunt just happens to know there's a ball gag in the referee's pocket and pulls it out, and then applies it to Effy's face. Stunt leaves the ring and retrieves a pretty sizable dildo attached to a sheet pan. Marko Stunt brings the dildo into the ring and places it on the mat, but Effy manages to kick Stunt in the midsection. Effy hits Stunt with a vertical suplex, and then Effy positions Stunt right next to the dildo and applies what looks like to me a standing camel clutch. He has so Effy is trying to push Stunt's mouth onto the dildo. It turns out this dildo was a squirting dildo, as Effy takes the money shot from the dildo with some unknown substance, quote unquote. Effy gets his eyes glued shut as a result, so he's staggering around blind. He can't see anything. Stunt beckons for someone from the back, and a man-sized sex doll runs to the ring and gets felt up by Effy. Effy's trying to figure out if it's Marko Stunt or not. Effy clotheslines the sex doll anyway. Effy goes for a pin, but the referee tells him it's not Stunt because but the referee tells him it's not Marko Stunt. And Effy, still being blind, is like, well, who is it? I can't see anything. Stunt throws a chair into the ring right by Effy's feet. Effy sets up the chair. Okay. Effy kicks the sex doll and continues to stagger around the ring blindly. Okay. Stunt throws another chair in the ring right by Effy's feet, and again, Effy just knows to set the chair up a few feet from the other one. And so he's blind, huh? Okay. Stunt throws a table in the ring at Effy's feet, and Effy just knows to set the table on the 2 chairs. I mean, you got to get to the next spot anyway, right? Stunt gets back in the ring and punches the sex doll into Effy. Effy punches the sex doll a few times and places the sex doll on the table. Again, Effy still thinks this is Marko Stunt. Effy still is acting like he's blind. He's staggering around the ring and finally gets to the turnbuckle and climbs it to attempt a moonsault. Stunt pushes the sex doll off the table and then joins Effy on the turnbuckle, and Stunt hits Effy with a release German suplex through the table. Marko Stunt drops back down to the mat and rolls up Effy, and at 7:45, we get a 1, a 2, and a 3. Marko Stunt wins the match. The Ultimate Twink has beat Effy at Effy's own gay brunch. Okay, so the sex doll decides to carry Effy to the back while Stunt celebrates in the ring. And as Stunt walks to the back, Marko Stunt pretty much eats a whole. Marko Stunt pulls out a Twinkie and eats the thing whole as we go to black. As we cut to black. All right, so this match is obviously a comedy match, pure and simple. This was here to showcase Marko Stunt and to supply some laughs for the crowd. The rest of the card had the more legit action. There were 7 other matches that had elements of technical, strong style, and hardcore wrestling throughout the show. So yeah, this is a let up. This is a let up show. A let up match. So big gay brunch. Okay, in the Urban Dictionary, a big gay brunch is a get together of 5 to 15 people in a kitchen, where a brunch is prepared. usually the cooking gives way at some point to just partying and dancing and all that kind of stuff. So that's what this was. So aside from the partying and dancing, this is what that's what Effie's Big Gay Brunch was. It's a buffet is set up for the audience, so the audience can partake in some food and some wrestling. So it's a big gay brunch wrestling show. Okay. Um. I had. So okay. So in this match, there's a couple botches. And I'm willing to forgive those botches because it's a comedy match. I'm not meant to take it seriously, but they're still hard to ignore. It's obviously that Stunt and Effy are both capable in the ring. I mean, obviously we know Stunt from AEW, and in fact I reviewed a match with him with MJF back in January, and the match was freaking killer. I don't know much about Effy, but he looks like he can go in the ring too if he has to. If he has to put on a serious match, he can do it. So the botches were just what they were, botches. They got over it. They still got the crowd popping. They still got the crowd laughing. And people are going to remember that dildo spot. In fact, but there are mixed reviews for this dildo spot. So while doing my research for Effie's Big Gay Brunch, I came upon a few articles where some say that it was just good, clean fun, and some say that it was that the dildo spot went a bit too far. And what was brought up was the stereotype that gay men are predators. I'm going to tell you right now that in my experiences with other gay men, and me being a straight white person, I've never had a problem with this. I've had gay men grab my dick, but but I said no, I don't roll that way, and so that's not cool. Everyone that I've ever known was okay with it. They said they were respectful. They were okay. Sorry about that. All that kind of stuff. And some of the best friends I've ever associated with are gay men and gay women. So to me, I guess, in my personal opinion, this is good, just good, clean fun. But I would understand that if someone had felt the other way, had gone through that experience, and I understand why that might color your opinion of this particular spot. Not to mention, I'd like to think that if anyone in the match had any objection to it, the spot would not have happened. So Stunt and Effie decided that, hey, look, we're going to do something fun. This will be fun. We don't have any problems with it, so they did it. But obviously got mixed reviews. I gave the match a 6. I thought I would go lower because it was just silly. I couldn't take the wrestling seriously because of what was going on around it. But what got me to a 6 was that it was fun. The crowd was having fun. And you could tell that Stunt and Effie were having fun. And if all that is happening, if everyone's having fun, then I'm having fun. So I was going to give it a 5. It's an average match. It was just there. But it was fun. I always elevate things because they're fun. But that's the ultimate reason why we watch wrestling anyway, because it's fun. So I'm going to cut it off right now. And I'm going to come back at you with another one tomorrow. See you later.